Yo! Okay. Constantly, here and there, from time to time, I'm doing my documentations. Actually, it began something for myself, and who actually listens in or not, I don't know, I don't mind. But I do these kinds of things, evaluate, and see how much mind came up. Where the mind still is stuck in, and where it is going or not. 2 weeks ago, I started my diet. After a few days, it was like I was already in ceremony, and then the mind starting jumping around here and there, and this and that. Because why? The mind is enjoying its comfortability, comfortability. Body has its habits. You know what is really fun about this mind? It's actually one of the hardest things is without any effort, without any exercise, without any routine, without anything from outside. Just the minimum and the basic. You need some food, you go get it. Don't worry, food doesn't have to taste good as long as it is healthy. If you start having that concept already, and some of you will understand more. And then you have walking with the concept like food doesn't have to be good, it just needs to be healthy. And you encounter lots of likes and dislikes towards that process. So now I got this mind under more in my control because I started taking out so many things out of my normal way of eating. And nowadays, whenever I am in diet or not, whatever I'm doing or not, I'm talking from a body that actually only two things I still take up in this body, three things and take this up in this body is the coffee, the artificial sugar, as marijuana. Habit, desire, I don't know, mind, I don't know, but anyway. Now I'm walking for years in this body. By the time I ventured 4 years ago into plant medicine, this body was already like 3/4 of a efficient machine, more or less. Only what my mind encounters is where my mind is counteracting. If that event is over or I'm not, it is also over. Me, I cannot remember so many things because I did effort to not remember so many things. How do you mean? Like the first 25 years of my life, I don't know. I can really not remember so many details out of my childhood. It just went like that, boom. I already knew where I wanted to be at 70. Now I started 2 weeks of diet and my body is like, brother, where is my coffee? Where's my sugar? And then my mind after a few days is like, why are you dieting? If you do not get it, like when I see people drinking so much of the medicine, if you do not get it, you can drink so many times and still will not get it. Some of you got it long ago and are just working with the inner workings of it. But it's not that you diet. Why do you diet? It's because I diet because now I diet because only of the fun of what ayahuasca has in store. Like before, I was seeking answers. Other times, I was busy taking certain traumas in a better perspective because you cannot ever take things out of your memory. You just put them in a different place where they feel more comfortable to you within your cosmos if you close your eyes. But actually, you're just redirecting, you're just deprogramming for the reprogramming. But then I sit there and I'm like, the only reason this whole year started up for me with the medicine was because other people needed it. Now it took so long, and two times I lost my money in trying to get the medicine to this country. And um, now the medicine is finally here, and these people do not want anymore, or whatever they want or not. But actually, they did it even in a more efficient way without any substances from outside. You know, before I went into ayahuasca, I was like, I don't need this to be where I am or where I am going or this and that. Because why? Mm, there is more truth in the following. You don't need to diet. You don't need to do anything. You just need to eat correctly. Close your eyes sufficient time enough in the day as a routine. As you have a body made for walking, you start doing certain postures so that energies can flow, and so on and so on. You don't need to go to a church, to an ashram. You don't need to go sit even in the forest. You don't need all of these things. You do not need. Like now, going so many times in certain meditation or in certain ashram, doing this and learning that and getting some of the pranayama and the yoga tools embedded in my system. And still, I do not want to do these things as routine. I just want to walk. It's already sufficient enough for me. But if I do not have all these things, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, because I thought, I don't know it better, but what happened? In a year, I will be in my 10th year of really my first transformation was in silence. Nobody was talking to us. Nobody. We were just there in silence, meditating and following a silence course. So you don't need anything at all. Margo. But anyway, you don't know these things, so I ventured into here and there and into everywhere. The last time I ventured again, like I am living in a city, working now is my anniversary of 20 years working with tourists in my jungle, more or less, no? So I was more somewhere else sleeping under a tree next to a waterfall or on a mountain or in this on a beach. I don't know. I was doing tourism. By the time 6 years ago, I took my bags and I left. I had actually for 6 years outside of this country, not one base. In 6 years, I was taking planes as taxis and living and waking up. Because why? You travelers know. You travelers know. I don't know how you guys travel. But I traveled with somebody that already saw about 30 countries, and by the time she traveled with me, because I travel through the nature of the country. In every country where I have been to your jungle. Yes, Nepal. Yes, India. Yes, Peru. Yes, Venezuela. Yes, Brazil. Sahara, yes. Atlas, yes. Andes, yes. And then the illusion of how it is around you. People are so stuck in identity. I am from this country and I wear this and I speak that until I bring you so often in short amounts of time, crisscross over this globe called the Earth. Now I'm 2 years here and I'm regenerating reprogramming, deprogramming, reprogramming, reprogramming. But what I'm also doing is, by the time I accumulated in those 6 years, I accumulated living in other places that I became a local for the people in those places. Going here and there, and I was, oh yeah, this is the best, oh yeah, this, that. And I came back into isolation to start up. I knew it was going to be really hard for me because why? If you never leave this country and this and that is happening, you don't lose so much. But if you see the whole world and you lose the whole world to be back in one place again, things start happening with you. And I'm. It's not a today thing for me. That things are happening that I'm observing. Because look, I have the time. I was 7, I wanted to have time to explore the inside. By the time I was 13, I had a well-oiled plan how to get my finances. I'm not going after the money, going after the feeling and being in the zone. Controversial when you are bringing up your children, they want to do anything creative, you get scared. People around me got scared also. I didn't give any feeling for that because what they didn't get, I got. And